How do you describe people? Do you say they are good looking, ugly, pretty, handsome? Whatever you say, there are lots of ways to say that. Today we're going to discuss 15 of those words, but remember there are hundreds of words, especially adjectives, that could be used to describe people. However, the 15 words I'm going to use today, I purposely listed them together in a way that it is something that is new to you if English is your second language, because native speakers use these words a lot and they're good to know because they describe different personality types and they really explain what a person is all about. So they're good words to know. Do you know them? If you do, you're very close to a native speaker, but let's test you on it. Let's get started. The very first word is adorable. It's a common word. If you know it, it's great. If you don't know, you really ought to know this. Adorable is cute, so we call babies adorable, and even adults are adorable sometimes when they make some sort of actions. You know, for example, if my wife is screaming when there's a scary movie, it's only a movie, so it's kind of cute because it's not real, so I'm gonna say that's adorable. If I eat ice cream and I put it all over my face and my shirt, I do that all the time with any type of food, in fact. So at that time, my wife can say that that's adorable because it's cute. I usually see that she screams at me, but that's one other option, to call it adorable or cute. Word number 2 is blushing. Blushing is when you're shy, okay? So when you get into some event where you are nervous or you make a mistake or you're really embarrassed in public and you shy, your face turns red, which is super annoying, but can happen. People will say he is blushing, and believe it or not, this is not a verb. You know, it's not something I'm doing on purpose. It's something that's happening, and that's why blushing, it's actually an adjective. So if you have that look, you are blushing. Very, very complicated in terms of the parts of speech, which is an adjective even with ing. But remember, simply, when someone is nervous or they are shy, and especially they turn all red, remember the word to use for them is blushing. Word number 3 is combative. I don't like combative people. Combative people are the people who want to be in combat. I think that's where the word comes from. Because combative people are the ones who love to fight. Okay, so if I say anything wrong, or even if I say something correct, these people love to pick fights, either physically or verbally. So I stay away from those kind of people. They're called combative, very aggressive people who like conflict. Word number 4 is defiant. So defiant, a person who's defiant is stubborn and they stay they stick with their beliefs. They don't listen to anyone else. Whatever they believe, they really truly believe it. So if I've said on this channel multiple times that I'm gonna be a billionaire one day, and I'm defiant with that. I'm not gonna listen to anyone who says I can't, because this is a belief that I have for myself. So if I'm defiant with that, I don't listen to anyone and I do what I want to do because I fully believe in it and I'm stubborn in that belief. Okay, word number 5 is disturbed. Very common word. You know what disturb means, right? So I'm disturbing you by waking you up early when you were supposed to sleep late. Got it. All right. What a person is when he is disturbed is what I wanted to explain. A person who is disturbed is someone who is mentally not in a right state. They're struggling in a way where they are maybe really affected emotionally, or maybe they are traumatized by some event, and that trauma is what makes them a disturbed person. So those kind of people are very sensitive, and if they're also kind of on the wrong side, like they're kind of creepy, they have some negative vibes, they're disturbed. So when you say you need help, you say it to a person who is disturbed. The next word is eager, E-A-G-E-R. So when you say that this person is eager, it's actually a very good thing. Eager means this person really questions a lot. He or she is very curious and they want to know details. They want to jump in more into whatever is taking place. For example, an eager employee in my company will be a person who's always asking questions. How do I make my students' marks better? How do I perform better? How do I get a raise? These kind of people not only are curious, they're also really eager to take the action and actually do something. That's why we don't call them just curious, because they're not just asking questions. We call them eager because they're questions plus effort. They're really determined people. They're really interested people who will invest themselves in whatever you're offering. So eager and enthusiastic are very close and kinda in relation to curious as well. These words pretty much make the same story. The next word is fragile. Okay, what is the correct pronunciation, guys? Fragile or fragile? Think about it. The answer is both. I'm pretty sure both are correct because fragile, what I'm not 100% sure is fragile, I think, is used in the UK, but fragile, 100% sure it's used in North America. So if you're in Canada or the US, you say fragile. Okay, fragile are people. Well, first of all, let me tell you, fragile is something that can break. Okay, so I got this cell phone holder. Okay, if I break it, it's very flimsy. I can tell that it's going to break very easily. So this is something that is fragile. Now, when we talk about fragile with people, that means this person is vulnerable or very sensitive. If I say something to this person, they're going to be really hurt, they're going to be embarrassed, and these are people who will break figuratively, not literally, who will break with emotions. They will break when I throw some words at them. So they are the people who you don't want to mess with. They're sensitive people, they're called fragile. You might hear in the movies, don't be so fragile. So what the person is saying here is don't be so weak, be a little strong. The next one is number 9, grotesque. Grotesque, not the most common word. I mean, in this list, I think it's the least common, but you will hear it. It's common enough that you will hear it for sure. A grotesque person is someone who you would see in movies who doesn't have the right shape of his face or her face. Maybe it's burned, or maybe there's some distortion, maybe some bones are broken. So we call the description of grotesque as comically morphed. It's a shape that's not really, you won't see that in real life, but it's such a bad shape, like the cheekbone is here and maybe the nose is dripping here and so on, that it looks like almost a melted face, a kind of a very ugly look, and that kind of face is called grotesque. Most likely you won't use it in real life, but if you had a bad dream, you saw a monster, that monster can be grotesque. Or you see a movie with an ugly villain with an ugly face, with everything dripping, almost like melting. That's a grotesque villain. Okay, number 10 is quaint. Quaint people are old-fashioned people. So people who are conservative, have old ideas, don't want to move on with the times. Those kind of people are called quaint. Pretty straightforward. Let's move on. Nutty. I like this word, nutty. It has nothing to do with nuts. It actually means crazy. So if someone is nutty, you know how you say you went nuts or he went nuts. Nutty is the same thing. So he's kind of nutty. It just means he's nuts. You can also say he's nuts. Nutty is just, I think, a derivative of nuts. Okay, the next word is wicked. Very common. You should know this. Wicked is evil. Wicked witch, right? We say that the witch is wicked, or you are wicked evil. It simply means you are just an evil person. So you don't have to say wicked evil. I don't know why people say that. You can just say wicked, or you can just say evil. But people say wicked evil, so that's fine. You can use that. Worrisome, number 13. Worrisome is a person who worries a lot. Very obvious. Okay, so if you are a worrisome person, whenever situations, especially difficult or uncertain situations, hit you, you become a worrisome person, which is not good. 14 is zealous. Zealous is a common word. I think it's becoming more and more common thanks to millennials or Gen Zs maybe. It's a new generation word. People use it a lot especially youngsters. So someone who's zealous is someone who is very eager. It's very similar to eager, in fact. I would say eager multiplied by 2 is a zealous person. So zealous is extremely eager. A zealous person at work is going to be 100% focused, productivity is going to be on top, and this person is really enthusiastic, really hyper eager to do good at work. So that's a zealous employee, which I wish all companies have. And the last word for today, guys, is uptight. Uptight people are the most hated people in the world because an uptight person is a stubborn person. They don't want to listen to people. They want to do what they want to do. They are right and everybody else is wrong. So the worst kind of stubborn person is an uptight person. And that's why when you go to parties, you hear people say, don't be so uptight. So that means loosen up. That's what people say as well. Loosen up. Don't be so uptight. It means let's go meet some people. Let's socialize. Let's drink. Let's dance. So the complete opposite of doing all that is uptight, which is stubborn, rigid, someone who doesn't want to adapt or listen to anyone else. So those are our 15 words for today, and these words will help you describe people better, explain personality types much more in detail, and also make your vocabulary more versatile. And that's the aim for these lessons. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to learn more. 15 new words every week, especially on a Monday. Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you very soon. Take care.